Welcome back once again to the Domain Gaming and Blades in the Dark. When last we left off, the investigative team had found a location which had been revealed with the Tower Bells and a lurk who knew of individuals who had not exactly been familiar faces within Six Towers. Upon entering the building with a retinue of bluecoats, two of them met with an untimely demise, torn apart by an investigation carried out by a Battered crow, while the other three began to investigate the one-time housing spaces of this multi-story building. The investigation led Sasha to find a hand and a body which had been carved with the sigil that had been seen previously on doorways, the meaning of which remains enigmatic for the time being. And while all this was on, it was Gaz going further ahead, and turning around to see the others was pulled back into a dark, unseen force. And with that, we shall begin. As you are thrown down to the ground, and in the darkness you're aware of a presence with you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just start swinging. You know, there's a chance that this person may not be, like, lethally hostile, but Gaz is not going to take that chance. He's going to be using his fine heavy weapon, which has been previously established to be a battle axe. And he's going to skirmish with it.
Absolutely. Desperate action, please. In the dark. While you make that roll, the rest of you hear the and seen by Battered Crow as crash as Gaz hits the ground hard in the darkness of another room. What would you like to do?
Let's see, what do I want to do? I feel like throwing a grenade into the room while on cue for Crow may not be the best option.
I can take it.
You say that. You say that until 13,000 kilowatts of energy are going through your body.
This room would be like upstairs, right?
This is on the ground floor.
Oh, ground floor. Okay.
Yeah. From the basement, where Squirrel found multiple bodies which had been cocooned into the walls by the red moss. What would you like to do?
Can I pop my my goggles? I have
Yeah.
to like dark sight goggles to have a guess of how many there is.
For sure, yeah.
Oh.
just mark them off. No need to make a roll. You're just looking around at things. From what you can see, as vision becomes a bit clearer, all seen through a blue-green tint, there is approximately 8, and I will make a fortune roll. As you hear from the far end a gasp. Sudden sharp intake of breath.
Hello? Is everyone? Is somebody still alive?
In the
Oh, big spider. Please don't be a big spider.
in what you see is one of the figures in the wall, just their head cocks ever so slightly, eyes fixed open, staring at you.
Okay. Don't move. Coming back with reinforcements and go back upstairs. So that was what I saw.
Upstairs, you are greeted by Sasha and Crow. Any decisions on what you would like to do at this point?
I feel like I want to use control to... I feel like control is probably as close to command as I have, to order our blue coats into the room that Baz was just pulled into.
Okay, I'm going to say that they're, slightly diminished number, so probably a limited effect.
Okay. And amongst those blue coats, Sasha will come.
Yeah, so two blue coats and Sasha.
Does that change position or affect any for my control?
I would say it won't affect your position, but it will affect Sasha's roll because it's the setup, so you've got +1.
Okay, so I've got +1.
So whatever Sasha decides to do. No, sorry. No, you're setting up Sasha, so your pool remains the same. Sasha's gets +1.
We better hope, because I only have 1 die in control, but like... so is it risky standard?
Yours.
Yes.
Risky limited.
Risky limited, yeah, sorry. Okay, there we go.
And I'll go with Troll. A pistol out.
Okay.
Risky standard.
There we go.
And then +1 dice.
Oh.
Not too bad. Could have gotten worse.
And as you burst in, we're gonna and you see Gaz swing through the air, and the blade of the axe just connects with something. The room fills with a smell of putrefaction as something. It's what you assume to be blood, but not as you know it. Dark, almost purple. Purple-black, drips from the blade. And something diminishes into mist around you. You feel the cold vapor brush up against your skin. Sends a sensation down your spine, which rattles you to your core. Would you like to resist? As you won't be able to take armor, because this is going to be an insight, not an insight, a resolve.
Is that who's making that? Is it just me?
That's you, yeah. On a desperate action with a complication, yeah.
All right. Is this an attack in combat? It is not a physical attack, but is it an attack in combat?
I'm gonna say no. This is more of like an adjacent effect of.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'll just resist.
So that will take it to a level 1 harm of rattled.
So it would be a level 2.
It would be a level 2, yes. Which would be a -1 on resolve checks.
I'll actually just take the level 2.
Okay.
What would it be called?
Disturbed.
Alrighty.
As very, very quick visions snap through your mind, this thing diminishes in form as one of the bluecoats flails at it, trying to grab it, but trying to grab mist, just breaks it. However, it seems to take on a form as it lifts up Sasha. As you see Sasha enveloped by this mist as it brushes past her feet, lift half a foot off the ground. Head rolls back. Would you like to... Yes. Would you like to resist?
Why does this always happen to me?
Because you rolled badly.
Okay, what would this be?
It would be a resolve again. As...
I don't have that.
You can roll...
It's the same for all of them.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I have the same dice for each.
Oh, okay.
So, the fourth, I think? I guess is the middle one.
They move theirs all around. There's no consistency in our playbooks. We just have to cry.
Oh boy.
Let's figure it out. Let's for detective skills and
Like resolve.
Let me have a look.
resolve.
I think Savvy
It's your
would
social
fit
ones.
here.
Oh,
It's your social ones, yeah.
probably
Yeah, it'd be
Well-
savvy.
for conviction.
Is
Wait, yeah,
patrol
Savvy.
very social?
Yes, it's
It's about like walking a beat, knowing people to
Yeah.
talk to. Yeah, so it does kind of fit
Okay.
under there.
it's yeah.
Okay, so savvy. Oh. Okay.
As you take 2 stress, as you force those visions that flood your mind, as you see streets abandoned, the red weed growing out from around doors, covering windows. A few survivors stagger down the street, collapsing, and push those back. As the rest of you see Sasha, as this mist passes by, drops back down, sort of stumbling a little bit as her feet connect with the ground once again, and her eyes roll back forwards. Let's jump back to Squirrel as you emerge from the basement and you see this scene unfold in front of you. The mist disperses and begins to drift upwards, floating through the cracks in the floorboards.
There's dead people in the basement.
There's
We might
bloody
join
dead
them
people.
if we don't do something about this thing.
Can I try to throw something at the...
You'll have to push yourself for a limited effect, and it's a desperate action, but yes.
Does the mist take some sort of form?
Not at the moment. It seemed to be, from what Gaz saw, and unknown to Squirrel at this point, when that axe connected with it, which there was certainly a presence there.
Okay, so I have a blade or two, so I can try to stab it.
Okay. Like I say, you still need to push yourself for a limited effect.
Is it still surrounding Sasha, or did it move on?
No, it passed by. It was
Okay.
there was a point when Sasha was sort of enveloped by it, and during that time, for Sasha at least, time seemed to slow down. For the rest of you, it happened in a blink of an eye.
Squirrel's gonna run towards Sasha and try to fend off the rest of the mist with a knife. Small thing.
Go for it.
Finesse.
Finesse work?
skirmish, maybe.
Skirmish is probably the better one. Yeah, you're just going in,
Yeah.
flailing.
Okay. Skirmish, so desperate, limited effect, and do I still, if I push myself, do I still add a dice, or do I just add the...
No, because you can increase the effect. If you were to push yourself,
Okay.
it would be 0 effect. So,
Thank you. Okay, let's go. I mean, what was supposed to happen?
oh,
It's not a 1.
It's one of these days.
Okay. Would you like to resist with?
Yeah, of course.
As you swipe into the mist, I was going to say you can resist twice here if you like. As an icy cold first grips hold of you, and this is going to be a resolve and a prowess resistance to resist both effects.
Okay.
So prowess as an icy grip grasps you, and a face seems to form in the mist.
And resolve.
So 6 stress.
And I feel like Squirrel just traumatized out.
Oh
Nope,
boy.
I have
As
the resolve. Yes, the resolve one. So 3. Yes, I traumatized out.
Squirrel stumbles backwards, falling over her feet as a face emerges from the mist. That of a very large rat skull that appears for a moment and bears these long front teeth, opening its mouth as that same dark black purple blood drips from them, splattering on the floor as Squirrel shuffles backwards towards the door and using her, sort of motoring herself backwards with her hands and on her hands and heels.
Quick question.
Yes.
Would this allow me to know if this is what sort of entity this is?
This, from what you see, I'll make you a devil's bargain. You'll need to do a resolve resistance yourself. But then the cost of that will be that I will tell you what it is. I'll give you more information. Because looking at it is not...
See, here's the
Causes
thing. I don't have resolve, so I need a better. Is that
okay? You can take the same harm as rogue if you wish. It'll be a level 1 of rattled to look at it.
For which one would be lesser effective? My
it would be
Resolve.
Yeah, it'd be whatever your resolve equivalent is, which is.
That's right.
Is that depth? Because depth is what has fathom in it, and fathom is a 2.
Yeah, it'd be depth. It will be depth. Yeah.
I only have 3 stress, but it would be a depth resistance roll, and I do have 3 in it.
Would you like to take that risk?
Okay. The only times you don't trauma out is if you roll a 4, 5, or 6.
You got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
On this.
Live, I have a question about my 2 resistance. Was it 6 total or 6 and 3?
It was because you rolled 3 and 3, so it's 6 total.
So I haven't traumatized out.
Okay. Okay, so you shuffle backwards away from this thing. And
it's bad, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's you with that icy touch that you felt as the mist envelops your arm. You felt your heartbeat slow ever so slightly, and once it picks back up again, it's now pounding in your chest. You can hear it. You can hear it in your ears.
Do it.
Okay, so I guess in this case, let's nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Okay, here we go. Rolling resistance. Depth.
Oh, here we go.
Here come. Please give me a 4, 5, or 6, or give me 2 6s.
Where you gain a stress back. You go on, correct.
4.
Ooh.
We take.
Okay.
2 stress.
Alright, so what is this thing?
This is, as you look at it, you see beyond the semi-corporeal form that it takes, and you see the nature of a horror. As it's almost like you perceive this thing at different points, almost looking at it through the ghost field, and it takes the form of a large bipedal skeletal rat. Ragged flesh still hangs off the bones, but grow from it at times and shrink back and decay and fall apart. So usually it's sitting anywhere between 3 and 5 heads at any given time. Arms are extended in these very, very long clawed fingers that almost scrape the ground. By knowing this, I will say that you get a bonus die on, and once you're out of the score, bonus die to research what this is bound to, and a little bit more into the demon that you currently find yourselves pitted against.
I am going to kind of raise a shout that this, if it wasn't already clear, this is a horror. Tactics need to be changed.
A what?
Horror. So these are very, very nasty. The advantage is you can ride out the clock on them. They can't manifest for an extended period of time. They're not like ghosts.
They have this thing has a time limit. I'll go ahead and say that because
it will. Yeah.
Would I have heard Squirrel going on about dead people in the basement?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, Squirrel is like shuffling closer, probably closer to Crow, and repeating that what she saw in the basement and that somebody's still alive.
Yep. I'm gonna look at Gaz, and knowing that this would be, I don't know anything about a horror, so I'm just gonna make crawl towards the basement door. See what's down there.
I'm gonna just corner this thing if it tries to make a move towards someone else.
It's going upwards. It's going up. It's at the moment. It's that mist is coalescing and drifting up through cracks in the floorboards.
Okay.
Bit of meta question. Live. Well, it might also be kind of in character as well, but what do the common, like, Demon Bane charms and Spirit Bane charms do to a horror? Absolutely nothing? Or is it a limited effect type deal?
I'd say it's limited effect. It's 0 effect with a Spirit Bane charm. It's it'd be like using a I'm trying to think of an example now. It would be like using a mouse trap for something that's the size of a large dog. It's just going to annoy it. Demon Bane charm has a little more punch.
And Black Salt? Because once again, that's a weird one.
Could you tell me about Black Salt?
It's just an arcane implements. I know nothing. It's listed there.
Let's use black salt like traditional salt in that's generally, depending on how you use it, creates barriers that certain being entities can't cross.
I mean, technically, we do get salt from a black sea, so maybe black salt is just salt.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, well, at this point, if it's leaving, Crow's gonna help Squirrel to her feet, since it's ascending upwards, hopefully into the next floor. But Crow's gonna keep an eye on it to make sure that is what's going on.
Yeah.
It's gotta position itself to be the boss fight. It can't hurt us yet.
It's get into a room and there's like these waist-high walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go through this set of big doors and it's one large empty room. Very bizarre in this underground hideout.
Crow's gonna say, we're gonna run out the clock on this one. Let's go see what you saw in the basement.
It was 8 of them, and one was still moving. It was a lot of spiders and red stuff on the wall. It looked very, very, very well like the infected somehow.
Nathan kind of nods as he helps her up and goes, well, Sasha and Baz are already on their way. Let's go with them just in case they need any help as well. And at this point, Nathan's also heading in the direction that Sasha and Baz went.
And so, Sasha and Baz, where are you? Where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm just going with Sasha. assumedly
So-
down.
I'm going down the basement. Yeah.
Okay, and stepping into the basement, you saw what we're all witnessed previously. These figures cocooned into the wall by the red moss.
Okay, I'm gonna listen for the breathing that Squirrel mentioned.
Maybe that check.
Okay. That'll be sweep? Would it be? I don't know.
Sweep works, yeah.
Risky standard.
Yes.
On a scale from 1 to gasoline, about how flammable does this look?
This is not like the one you saw previously. This one, from what you can tell, is still. The other one the one you saw previously was dry. This seems to be almost pulsating.
Just how I like my red moss.
Meat moss. Mm.
Yum.
It's not quite meat. It's just it seems to be almost plant-like, but it's.
I don't like anything being described as almost plant-like. So what happened to Sasha?
She died, girl. She died.
Just, Sasha, as you listen, yeah, that even the dead whispering, and sounds like it's being spoken in reverse. That
You hear that? Hey, Basil?
Does Basil hear that? That's a great question.
up to you. It's going to be I'd say probably, yeah. Give me a would you like to focus in on it yourself?
I mean, Sasha asked a question. It'd be rude not to try. What would that be?
Survey?
I'd say you can survey, or if you want, you can both make me. You can, if you're listening for something that you're told is going to be there. Up to you if you would like to make an insight or equivalent resistance check.
So either a survey action roll or a insight resistance roll?
You don't have to make the resistance roll, but there's obviously up to you if you want to take the consequence.
I feel like this is how this goes. Is I'm gonna survey and then use insight. So
I was going to say it's not necessary to make the roll. You can just make the resistance check.
okay. Yeah, I guess I'll resist consequences from deception or understanding. Yeah, I'm gonna listen into it and see how much I suffered no stress from this. Easy peasy.
As
I think they're speaking Aruvian. Never really studied.
and Sasha, would you like to make the resistance as well?
I have one stress away from trauma. So
I know the
what am
feeling.
what are we? And I have
It's up to you if you don't want to resist it.
I'm gonna try to resist.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what?
So if you take one more stress, you will get a trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I
Well,
take like
come on,
or,
crit.
like-
You get one back.
True, fair enough. But can you tell us what the consequence will be before we try to resist it, or is that a surprise?
Oh, that's a surprise. Got to keep some things
Yeah.
up the sleeve.
Okay.
gotta check up your sleeve. Okay.
I love how you just have a book on standby to hide behind. Apatura.
Yeah, it's for my notes.
I only have my hand.
It's hiding behind the book. This is what you're hearing, not what you're seeing.
You got this, Miss Sasha.
Sasha. Oh my goodness. Officer Wyatt. No, I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna take it.
You'll take the consequence
Yeah.
as
Good at taking.
something permeates through the whispers, and it's those of you looking on beyond see Sasha lose focus as she starts swaying.
Alright. If you're not gonna narrate more, can Gaz try to slap Sasha out of it?
I will say, if you want to do that, Sasha, make me a check to come back to things, but you can do it at +1 as you.
What do I even?
Control. Maybe.
guess.
No, that's.
I think that's the closest one.
Control. Yeah. I mean, it says control, so you're just controlling yourself.
Self-control. Risky standard.
Self-control, the final boss.
That's scheduling.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, right. Yeah, as you
I
snap back.
forgot that number existed.
As you look at the others, a little bit uncertain as to if that even happened, or did they hear it, or was something else really going on?
So, is that also gonna go in my record? Slapping a superior officer? I thought it was necessary at the time.
It's you've got
You
no
okay,
idea.
Sasha?
You've got no idea, but it does explain the dull throbbing in the side of your jaw.
I think that and wow, that's been a day. No, I like lean against the wall, which is probably dumb because it's covered with red moss, but I don't care.
It's yeah, your hand feels that it's wet to the touch.
Yeah, but I need to stabilize my footing because I have 2 injuries right now, and that just happened. So whatever, wet hands, we can wipe it.
Famous last words.
What's the worst that could happen?
So what did? Okay.
The walls open and it's your life.
So since Gaz actively tried to listen but then succeeded the insight check. What happened? Did he
you
just
made the
not hear
resistance.
anything?
You heard the whispers. You didn't hear that silent song. It was like
Okay.
your mind pushed it away.
Mm.
Have
Mom always said I had a thick skull.
Crow and Squirrel reached the basement yet?
Absolutely, yeah. You would have been there when, as the other two went in and going down the steps. You would have just entered as there was that moment of the.
Yeah, I
just
like.
Good.
I'm not gonna lie. There was. I'm not gonna lie. There was some wind up on that one. That was unnecessary.
All right. Well, looking at Squirrel. Which one's alive?
Do I have an idea of? You said in the far end, but going in the room, can I point at the right?
Absolutely.
Point? Do I have to
Absolutely, to the far end. It's as you pointed out, it is enveloped in darkness, and only the immediate vicinity where the little bit of light escapes in and going through the doorway illuminates the first couple of figures cocooned into the wall.
I think at this.
I don't know if can reach him. Can go through all of this and get him back. Can we?
I'm going to check off a lantern, just to give a little bit more light in this room, just so we can have a better idea of. Everybody get ready to make a resistance roll, and the entire team traumas out all at once. Let's do this.
What are you doing?
No, I'm lighting a lantern so we can see the room.
You get to choose what the lantern looks like. Is it a fancy, like, almost flashlight electroplasmic one, or is it a very old-fashioned, very flammable? Yeah.
Hooded lantern candle.
I feel like this being... I feel like I would technically have some more unique equipment, so to speak. So this looks kind of like a hooded lantern, but it's not your typical red-orange flame. Previously, Nathan revealed a device that had greenish blue flame, so I would assume it's that kind of greenish blue flame.
Yeah. The oil it's burning is literally raw plasm. It's the unrefined.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Highly combustible stuff, yeah.
As I kind of lift it up to get the best of it, a best lighting I can, given the circumstances.
Holding it up, and the light is cast over the room as you see those multiple figures at different points fixed to the walls. And you have your spirit mask on, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You see the apparitions that seem to try to break free from those restrictions as the faces pull away, almost like they're being drawn out, still whispering.
Thank goodness it says immune to supernatural terror. I feel like this is a good...
As they look like one face will like kind of pull away, and it will be drawn back in, and you'll see others kind of emerging. It's this kind of constant state of flux. Like the spirits can't escape the body. And
lots of spirits trapped. The moss seems to be holding them there. And Crow would be looking specifically for the one that Squirrel had mentioned at this point.
I'm gonna say that even in death, these forms are still conducting some sort of ritual.
The body's on the wall?
Yeah.
I'm gonna regret saying these next few words. Can I roll Fathom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fathom is basically just intrinsic understanding. Is there a devil's bargain here? There's always a devil's bargain, but like...
Absolutely, I have a clock filling up for when the horror reforms in a corporeal state. You'll add a piece to that clock,
And obviously...
and you get +1 die.
And we don't get to know how many pieces that clock is. Right?
Unfortunately not. That's...
Baz and Sasha, are you ready to fight? Because, well, you're kind of the front lines, as it were, in classic terms.
Always ready. The blue coat
Always.
code.
Alright, I will take that bargain for an extra die. Risky standard?
Absolutely.
1 bonus die. Six.
Okay. You're able to perceive through the uncertainty. It's almost like for that brief moment you understand that arcane speech, and whatever they're saying is giving that horror the means to manifest, almost holding even in incorporeal state. It's not being pulled back into the ghost field.
These spirits are giving that thing upstairs the ability to take physical form. And just to get confirmation, it's essentially the red vine. I'll just call it red vines at this moment, not to be confused with the candy. That seems to be holding the spirits in place.
Absolutely, yes. It's not. It's something not of this world.
The vines seem to be holding these spirits in place. Obviously,
Break the vines?
I feel like that is just step one. Breaking the vines is just going to allow the spirits to go, but I don't know if these spirits will be willing to go or if they are going to continue their incantation, as it were, or if breaking the vines are going to allow them to do more.
I mean, it seems like the vines were put here for maintaining them, right? That they're holding them prisoners. So if there was not needed, there would be vines.
Is there Is there any section of this wall/room that has less people or less spirits in it?
There's so 8 in total. The longest wall has the majority with 4. Then there's the one who Squirrel saw at the far end who's still alive, and then 2 on the opposite wall. And sorry, 3 on the opposite wall. So yeah, 4, 1, 3.
All right, so I think Crow would point to the one that's still alive. First things first, get the survivor. If nothing else, useful for questioning.
Does anyone want to go?
Yeah, I'll go over there.
You go across the floor. As
Oh no.
you look down, as it extends, you notice as well that on the floor they're writhing. You can almost watch them grow in front of your eyes. Make me a check.
This is why I'm always in the cliffhangers, because I keep on volunteering for the shitty jobs.
The one who,
I understand now.
the character who's great at pulling back. No.
The character who's great at what? Sorry, you cut out there.
Prowl.
Ah.
Is this a risky or a desperate action?
It's risky.
Okay.
Huh. Take it.
As you step very, very cautiously, one foot over the other, it's a little bit of an intro of Raiders of the Lost Ark, stepping between them to trigger anything. You sort of see them, and occasionally one will miss the side or the front of your boot. As you cross to the other side, and you stand in front of this figure, mouth slightly agape, eyes fixed forward, looking outwards wide, and suddenly the head just snaps down towards you to look at you.
Stop that. As I just grab some of the vines and rip them off.
And as you do, the embedded within the chest, they break through the skin right into the sternum. And as you do, you feel the looking down, you see the blood.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Blades in the Dark, What Happens in the Dusk, part of the Domain Gaming, written and told by Livespark. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter.
You've heard the silent song.
We all have the legend, the curses.
Some foolishness about a world as it was meant to be.
A city of ghosts.
An illusion that you can begin again.
How much would you give for silence?